And welcome back in. After a short hiatus, we are here to go over some vet finals. Hopefully, there's something like our Chally finals that we just got to cast, right, Squirt?
If you were not in the chat or in the stream watching the Chally finals, you missed out on an absolute banger. And I'm hoping for the exact same type of gameplay here in this vet finals.
I mean, yeah, we're talking 1 goal game in game 7. It was back and forth domination from both sides, and I think based on what players we're talking about here, there's a chance for something like that to happen again. Um, I think that you have probably, I mean, whole season, these have been the best 2 teams in the tier, and whole season, they've made up, their rosters have a combined 5 of the top 6 players in IDR in 2v2 and vet. Panic is up there at a 95.8 for the Flint Tropics, and his teammate JK is at a 60, and that's 1 in 6. And then you have a 3-headed monster in Cypher with Scorch at a 95, Nazi, sorry if I butcher your name, at an 89, and then Trumpet at a 76. So all 3 of these players from this Cypher roster producing at an extraordinarily high level. Nazi, okay, is what I got in the chat. Thank you, Ritter. But so everyone,
Now we're
someone
getting
else said
Nazi.
Nazi. Okay, hold on, you guys figure that out. I will call them Z until then because that's what you agree on. But you see, this Cypher team, all 3 players can beat you in any given game. I am assuming they're based on these numbers. They're going to start with Z and Scorch. But if they go down, I'm really curious to see if Trumpet putting up unbelievable stats as a third man. Oh no, they're saying that they were making fun of me. Everyone does agree that it's Nazi. Sounds good.
That dang unlucky.
Perfect. Oh, wait, Trumpet isn't here. He's moving. So it's only going to be Nazi and Scorch today. Probably there for their top 2 players, and Nazi swing and a miss number 2. And whatever. This Cypher team looks really good. I'm excited to see if Panic is going to try to just kind of solo this team, or if someone is going to be stepping up to play with him at a really high level.
Yeah, I think Hyper and K are seem to be have kind of split the second man position playing with Panic. So it'll be interesting to see who they start off with and how that those two mesh together. I've never been a fan of having kind of 2 people switch in and out as the second man, kind of try to find the one person you play better with to kind of play throughout the season with. So I don't know your thoughts on that.
Well, it looks like an availability thing, most likely, because JK has been putting up numbers. JK is getting their name dropped in chat. JK has those 9 more assists and only those 2 more games, higher shooting percentage, and nothing against Hyper. They're also putting up a lot of great stats. But it seems like it's a kind of the Panic and JK show against the Nazi and Scorch show. And from the looks of it, I mean, this Cypher team looks to be the superior team right now. If I'm not mistaken, so Flint Tropics ended up with 3 more wins through the regular season, and through the bracket, Flint Tropics, the last time that these teams played in upper bracket finals, Flint Tropics ended up winning 3-2. That's interesting considering that all of the numbers lend themselves to Cypher being a little bit stronger. So I think for fun's sake, I'm gonna call this a Cypher 3-2. Oh wait, not
Interesting.
3-2. It's a best of 7. I'm gonna call it a Cypher because they start 1 game down, and so I think it's going to go 7. It's going to be close, but I think Cypher takes it 4-3 in a game 7.
Interesting. I obviously have to go with the Underdogs, being the Underdogs.
Well, they're the number 1 seed and came through
Oh,
the upper bracket.
my
They
bad
haven't lost
on
yet.
me. They haven't lost yet, so
But
I
both of
think
their series thus far in playoffs have gone to a game 5 in best of 5s.
interesting. I think they're going to I think it's going to go to Game 7 as well. I think we're going to see an absolute banger again, like we did in the Challenge series. But I think the underdogs are going to take it.
Well, the
Um,
underdogs are technically Cypher. Boom. Anyways, whatever. Bad joke, bad joke, bad joke. Moving forward, anything else that you really got to say before jumping into this gameplay? I'm just excited to watch.
I got nothing, but good luck to both teams, and let's have
All
a
right, let's
banger
get
of a
it,
game.
man. I'm excited to watch some exciting, so veteran tier Rocket League, man. And right off the bat, JK's decal is fire. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Immediately, significantly faster and more aggressive gameplay than in our challenger tier. Scorch hitting off the backboard. Nazi keeping the pressure in. And this is what we like to see, right? This is going to be some fast-paced, capitalizing on space gameplay.
Oh, the bump!
And JK not able to capitalize on the space, ironically enough. Nazi takes it mid. Panic does not panic. Scorch might get the tough angle. Not quite. And, you know, Flint Tropics conceding a little pressure right away, but quick to fire back with some of their own. I'd like to see a little bit more control out of these guys.
Yeah, it seems like the ball is kind of just floating in the air and going back and forth. I'd
That
like
could
to
be a
see.
nerves thing, though.
Yeah, also absolutely. Could be a
But
panic thing. You see what I
that's
did there?
good. Yeah, yeah. Look at you go, Squirt. I like where we're going for this series, both in the gameplay and the commentary. Scorch getting some good pressure here off some control, and JK just going up, right? You're going quick at these balls, and there's not much that can be done with it, right? Like a little bit of control can go a long way
Oh, the
with
big fake!
intent. Yeah, that's a massive fake into an open net for Nazi. Interesting gameplay so far. No one's really made any big mistakes, but no one's really applied that much pressure either. It's just kind of been back and forth, kind of ping pong gameplay so far.
I completely agree. I think they wanted to come out, swinging for the fences, which is
Yeah,
why you're seeing some of the
hitting
type
the
of gameplay.
ground to air
Yeah,
dribble or something.
absolutely. And I think that's why you're kind of seeing the gameplay we see right now. But I think give it a minute or two, and I think
Oh,
they'll fill each other out and go back to their normal kind of, hopefully more ground play, some more control with the ball.
it took about until game 4, I think, in that.
Oh,
Oh no!
oh,
And that's going to be an own goal from Scorch, straight back into his own net. And it's a 1-1 game. Both teams making some errors pretty early and giving up a goal.
not what you want to do in the finals.
Yeah, it took, as I was saying, in Chally about until game 4. Oh my goodness. And JK just not able to make contact with that ball. If they were, I think that would have been a goal as well. But game 4 is when you saw these challenger players start to get comfortable, aggressive, have a mix of control and pace to their play. And that's a good angle from Scorch. But I'm curious to see if the vet players will take a little bit longer because they have more mechanics to be uncomfortable with, or if they'll adapt quicker as they're more comfortable in the game. And pretty quickly, Scorch, after making a couple mistakes, lobbing that to the backboard, great pass into Nazi, takes the space, and that's a 2-1 lead.
Scorch has started off playing very well. I think.
Other than
Other
that
than that
own
own goal,
goal,
other
yeah.
than the own goal, we don't talk about. I think he's tried to
Oof, this
control the
could be
ball the most.
threatening.
That
Oh my
in
goodness,
the
off
back
the
door.
crossbar, cross Beezy. Panic takes it into the corner. Nazi, great touch out here, looks to control. Both players not able to do much with that. Scorch going for the solo play off the backboard. Double tap, not quite able to find it. Panic will be taking it into the corner. Could be threatening. Great bump from Nazi. He's going to allow Scorch. See, we want to see some control off that because, I mean, there was the bump and the speed of the touch just gave it right back to the opposition instead of controlling with that space that we
Absolutely.
have. Continuing with the theme of with control leads to success. And right there, right, you see Panic taking some control. Scorch doing the same. And no one really able to meet this. 1v1 situation, 1v2 situation. If Nazi can get this
Oh,
through, that might be mid for Scorch. Gets the bump and nobody's there. That's Nazi's second bump off the sidewall. That's, oh, almost a great shot from JK. Takes control. Panic takes it into the corner. Nothing really going on.
What a
Applying some
shot.
pressure.
Oh,
Oh my
yes.
goodness. And I mean, that you'll take him how you can get him. And Cypher's finding a few easy goals right now. If this is how Flint Tropics are going to be playing for this series, Cypher might just walk away with this.
I'm not liking Flint Tropics' defensive gameplay right now. It looks a little sloppy.
It's just panicky, right? Like if they
Yeah.
just look to take a little bit more control with the play, it's completely fine. Like the rotation was solid. It was just some panic on the touch. Instead
It's
of
gotta
looking
be.
for a
You gotta
follow.
think it's some panicky
I
or
mean,
some
finals
flusters.
and everyone feels nerves,
Yeah.
right? It's a lot of these players' first times playing in front of people. We got 37 viewers right now. That's a lot more people than most have had them watch Rocket League, and that's going to find a way in the back of the net. Great pressure coming out from Panic, and I mean, you put the ball in play, good things happen. It's a 3-2 ball game, 30 seconds left, and it's not over yet.
Not even close to over.
And that's going to be a lob to the backboard. Could be threatening.
Great demo.
Nazi. And that's the midfield presence that we're looking for. Scorch shutting that down immediately. Ten seconds left. If you are Flint Tropics, you got to get something going now. And that's not what you want to get going now. That is the wrong direction. Unlucky.
That's a caster curse if I've ever
that's
seen it
gotta
before.
That's gotta be a caster curse or something like
oh
this. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, that's a great touch though. Looking to take a great 50. Cypher's come out, they've applied more pressure, and they've gotten maybe a little bit lucky on a couple of these, but so did Flint Tropics on that own goal. And pressure equals goals in another one. Right, let's look at the shot numbers. It's currently 11-6, and that's a 5-2 goal differential as well. I think that you're going to need to see Flint Tropics start to not just save these shots, but shut them down before they happen, because they're allowing so much pressure to come through. Yes, they have 6 saves, but those saves just bounce right back out and keep the pressure in their third. They need to be able to control it and get the ball out of that situation.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I also think there are some clears that they had that just didn't make it past half field. That the ball, they try to get a clear, to reset, gain some boost, and then get back into the play or whatever. But I think they had a lot of clears that just sat in midfield and allowed Cypher to just continually pound them with shots. And what you say is put the ball in play and you're going to get some goals eventually.
Yeah. I mean, that's that. Both teams got lucky, and I bet you that if Flint Tropics put more shots on net, there would have been more panic from Cypher, and they might have been able to capitalize on another one.
I agree. I think if
And
you're
so,
Flint Tropics, you got to turn it around quick. Got to turn it around quick.
so people may not be aware as well. Flint Tropics, because they were coming through the upper bracket, they are technically Cypher has won the only game that they've played, but the series is currently 1-1.
Wait, what is going on?
Oh, they're good. They're just waiting for me to finish talking.
Oh.
Yeah, and so now it's 1-1 going into it. It's essentially a best of 5. It's and we'll see but we'll see how Flint Tropics respond, because it could be good, it could be bad, but there will be some response. I'm curious to observe what it is. It's a great pinch, great pressure coming out from Panic. JK looking to make something happen. Great control touch, double commit here from Cypher, and that's a really risky go, but great shutdown from Panic.
What
Uh-oh.
a pinch.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
ridiculous pinch. Scorch with a great fake challenge, but gives the ball right back. Panic gets the pop mid. JK might be there, and that's going to find the back of the net. And that's just a little bit of Panic, right? Like, no one is really there. So this pass from Panic, ironically, that's going to the corner. That's going to space. There's nobody there. There's no reason to stop it. And instead of just letting it go to space, we panic from Panic and hit the ball to the other team. And so that's something that as you go up in the tiers from Vet to Elite to Prem and to There Is No Master. Oh, great play from Panic. But you'll see players start to assess the threat and play accordingly, as opposed to treating everything, if the ball's near the goal, it's terrifying. It's not always
And that's
true.
just an open net.
Great control from Scorch. Not just banging it, not just trying to win.
I mean, this goes to kind of what you're talking about. He didn't have to rush this because he saw both players go up from Flint Tropics for that ball, so he was able to catch it and, you know, nice easy dribble into the net.
Exactly. Capitalizing on the space that's being given as opposed to kind of panicking in a way. It is so funny that there's a dude named Panic as we're talking about Panic. It makes it a little bit amusing. Scorch takes some control here. That's what we're looking for. That's what we keep talking
great
about.
50.
If Scorch continues to be taking this much more control of the ball than everyone else in the lab, I mean, Panic's doing a great job though. So I think it comes down to almost a Nazi versus almost a great shot versus JK, and to see which one will take a little bit more control and be a little bit more supportive, because it just seems that Panic and Scorch are operating, at least right now, on a different level than the other two.
I agree. Both of these are playing lights out for their team, and it's just on the second. As you see, Nazi absolutely.
It was a good attempt, right? Panic does get a bump onto Nazi, but JK just not facing away from the play. Right, facing away from the play is not allowing us to go when we want, as quickly as we want, turn on a dime. And so, yes, the force came through, but there wasn't a way to really capitalize on it, and caught a little bit out. That's going to be a 2-1 lead for Cypher, and I mean, you got to see this Flint Tropics team push back. It's a great control touch from Panic. Oh, that's going to find the bottom of the net, bottom of the corner, bottom corner, back of the net, same thing. It was a good attempt at a control touch, right? Like, the idea to take the space that being given was there, but it just wasn't executed well enough, and great capitalization.
Yeah, absolutely. Great capitalization from Scorch, just putting a challenge on the ball, making them awkward, and when you make the other team awkward, you will find the back of the net.
JK with a great pass out mid. Panic. Great shot into the bottom corner. I think what you're seeing, both of these teams, if given space, will seriously capitalize on it. And so whoever is able to apply pressure without overcommitting is going to walk away with this series.
I completely agree here. I think both teams have, you know, so much in their kits in either a solo play or a team play that they have the ability to score. So you give them enough space, they're going to score, they're going to put the ball in the back of the net. And it's about stopping that space without giving up either giving them a 2v1 or a 1v1 situation.
And see, there you see some great off-stall support from Nazi as a great 50 from Panic, but Nazi getting the demo on the teammate makes it essentially rendered useless.
Absolutely.
That's risky, though. Panic, if you were able to put that on net, that would have been a goal in tying this up. Scorch with a good touch. Panic. Good shot, and that's going to find the back of the net. Yeah, like, just what we were talking about, right? Applying pressure without overcommitting. Both teams, if given space, will capitalize. And they just gave them space. You can't give them space in front of your net, right? If you can give them space in other places, if you have to. I still don't think it's a good idea. But the one place where it's that big of a no-no, you can't do it in front of your net. Come on.
Oh,
And that's a
Panic over
great touch
one.
from Panic, and JK is going to slot it. And we look away,
Just
we
like
stop
that.
talking about him for
Yeah.
5 seconds, and they pop off. Great pass from Panic. Great anticipation from JK. Finds the back of the net. And now Flint Tropics are kind of cooking. Find themselves up 4-3 with a minute and a half to go. Nazi looking to get an aerial goal of his own, not finding it right away. Goes for a pop, but Panic not panicking, taking control, right? That's what we've been talking about. Name of the game the whole time. Gets a great pass mid.
What a
Scorch
save.
with a great save, though. The pressure's still on. Scorch could turn this into an offensive play pretty quick. 2-on-1 right now. Great pinch mid, and Nazi is going to find the back of the net. 4-4, minute and 5 remaining.
This is a great play from Scorch, getting a nice 50 mid.
After having the wherewithal to beat the fast Panic, like going quickly.
Absolutely. I mean, getting a great 50 mid, allowing Nazi to just get the ball, tap easy, and then back in net.
Oh, and the pressure being applied from Scorch, and this Cypher team is just relentless. There's a great pass to Nazi, not quite going to be able to find the net, and there could be a counterattack for Flint Tropics with just 45 seconds left. One touch mid, and it's really, oof. Clearing the pressure. Scorch letting him have a shot.
Oh.
What are we talking about? Giving him the space in the midfield.
The big boost.
Yeah, boosty over ball. Big shiny. Claims another victim.
Big shiny.
Big shiny. Well, we'll see again. Like I think if these teams just apply a little bit, they just don't give them the open space. Like, oh, and this could be really threatening. They might get this back quick. Scorch pops it up. Not going to be able to find the net. Still have pressure, but leaving the ball. Panic. And the difference you see right now is Panic is on 0 boost, controlling the play. Right? We saw Scorch choose to go for the full boost instead of operate on low boost. What a save from Nazi. And that's what led to that game leading and soon
gotta
to be
get something here.
game deciding goal. And look, Panic just doing the opposite, taking some control. Oh, he wants another one. And I mean, Panic truly was both literally and figuratively Cypher's worst nightmare in that game. They gave away the ball. They pressured. I mean, it just felt like they were giving space when they shouldn't be and going when they shouldn't be. It felt like they were just nervous for the duration in the second half of that game. I don't know. I think that there's I'd like to see both these teams get back to playing their games and see where that takes us.
I completely agree. I also think you're going to see the better defensive team come out on top in these next few games because of the fact of how high scoring it was. They're going to focus on their defensive play more so than their offensive play because obviously from a 5-4 game, you know these teams can score when they want.
Panic, applying some pressure quick. Is that going to be an open net? Almost. And Scorch, like that's a good bang, right? But you don't get control of the ball. I guess you do because JK also panics off of it. And Scorch is going to find the back of the net. I mean, a panic into air dribbling a guy named Panic. You can't script this.
Yeah.
But control it eventually. The control that Scorch got led to that goal. And again, there's on the opposite end of Panic, you have the control side of things. And I think, as you were talking about, whichever team controls this play, controls the ball a little bit more efficiently, is, I think, walking away with this series.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like the attempt of the pinch there from Cypher. Having an open field to kind of dribble and then attempt a pinch, not a bad idea.
And, oh my, JK skies it. And Cypher gets away with one there. JK looking for a shot now, gets the redemption, but Nazi cuts it off, gets in the way. And JK's on a tear right now, just relentlessly peppering the net, and Nazi's shutting down every attempt. Scorch up to Nazi, looking for a little pop, not going to find it, gets the pinch mid, nobody there. Scorch gets the boost, looking to create here, gets the air dribble across the field.
Great
Huge
bump
from Panic. I think you're seeing Panic just affect the game in so many ways right now, and I think that's why they ended up winning last game. Scorch is applying so much pressure, but you're seeing Panic on ball, you're seeing Panic off ball, you're seeing the demos, you're seeing the bumps, the timely boost steals, the control here, right? Getting them off defense and then applying more pressure. And it feels like Cypher is a little bit more one-dimensional, where they're just going to hit you with a hammer until they break through, whereas this Flint Tropics team is going to try to think their way through you. And I'm excited to see how this plays out in the next few games to see which teams ends up taking it, because it's a interesting battle of philosophies coming out on the field.
I like your analogy of the hammer, because I think you're right in the way Cypher's playing. They're just kind of hitting the ball as hard as they can until it goes in.
And then Panic is just in finding themselves in great spots, and oh god, I'm getting clipped for later for some reason. Panic is finding themselves in great spots, affecting the game in all these different ways, spacing, reading the play at a really high level, being there for the pass. And
what did we get clipped for?
Finding an open net. I don't know. Someone said whack.
Oh, what an app!
Scorch takes some great control. Looking for a bump here, not going to find it. Does eventually. Should probably have let their teammate take that. And Panic shutting down the midfield again. Scorch torches JK. That sounded better in my head.
I love the idea. I love the idea.
Yeah, this is somewhere. Good pop. JK looking for a pass mid. Panic doesn't get the touch. Demo coming through for Cypher. Could be an advantageous position here. But Panic could actually get a 1v1 out of this. Good control from Nazi. Gets the full boost. Loses the 50. That could be threatening. It's not. Scorch realizes, takes control. Oh, and Nazi's going to miss. Scorch there, though. There for the backup. And with 1 minute left, it feels like not much has happened. It feels like there's a lot of hitting the ball to hit the ball. And I'd love to see more purpose behind it. And there is some purpose with Panic getting a great first touch, great pop to themselves, and a great touch off the wall. Right? Again, it's not one-dimensional from this player right now. They're controlling it, and you're seeing it on the wall, on the ground, with high boost, low boost, and it's just leading to goal after goal.
I completely agree. Panic has been the difference maker in this game and series so far.
Beats one, tries to beat another. Panic with a big 50, gets the save. Nazi looking to keep the ball in, is beat by Panic here. This is a 2v1. Panic, if they get the bump, gets a 50 here over JK. JK keeps it in. Scorch touches to the ceiling, gets a reset. Nothing coming from it. Looking for the pass left. Nazi might have it. Looks for the solo play instead. The pass was there. Panic with a great flick. Scorch, good touch. 10 seconds remaining. It's kind of now or never for Cypher. I mean, Panic shutting everything down. Ball's up. JK has it, and that's gonna do it. That's a 3-1 series lead right now for Flint Tropics, correct?
I believe so. I forget who started. It is 3-1. Yeah, Flint Tropics up 3-1. Um, l-
One of the hardest things to do in sports is win 3 straight, not only in the playoffs but in the finals. Um, that said, I think that this Cypher team is actually has the talent to do it if they start applying it in game. Um, there's no control coming out from them. There's no intent. There's just speed and power,
yeah,
right? There needs to be more finesse and more thought and more, not necessarily passing, but like using the space that's being given instead of trying to force your way through the defense. Just take it, flow like water. There's a rock.
have
If there's a
intention
rock in
of
there, you just flow
where
around
you
it.
want to where you want to hit the ball and why you're hitting the ball instead of just hitting the ball to hit the ball.
Exactly. And they have the mechanics and speed and minds and control and shooting and all of the things to I think that they're the more skilled team. And I think that's why you see them having all of these stats, but being more skilled does not necessarily lead to more wins unless everything is coming together. And I think what you see is Panic is playing the role that they need to play perfectly. And these players on Cypher are not.
I also think JK is playing a great second man. I think he is allowing Panic to do Panic things and
Oh,
be
Scorch, is that
there.
a car change into the Fennec? I believe
Uh,
they were not in the Fennec before.
I do
I
believe that
could
is
be
a car
very
change.
incorrect. Oh, Panic
Oh,
gets the
m-
beat. Oh, but
oh.
misses the net, and Nasi with one of the craziest boost grabs I've ever seen. Looks to get some control here. And see, like, Panic just fake challenges, and it works every single time. And look at this. I mean, this Cypher team is just throwing the ball back every time that they get it. You got to see some more intent coming out from them in these games. Like there, right? They have the ball. They have full possession, and both players just like give it up. They are better than this. They're just panicking down 3-1 in this series, and they got to get it together.
Yeah.
If they do, I think they can really win this, but man, it's not looking good so far. Great bang, and that might find the net. Great save from Panic. Could be a shot from Scorch. Drops it in a way that Panic gets control.
Great beat from Scorch there.
Looking for the bump.
Oh,
Doesn't
great.
find it, but makes him jump. Opens the play, and Nazi just slots it. Right, that's playing with intent.
Absolutely.
Applying some off-ball pressure. Like that's huge. And if there can be more of this, but you can't apply off-ball pressure if no one controls the ball. You can't be there for a pass if you don't control the ball and let your teammate get there for a pass. Nazi with some good control here, but it uses all of their boost. 0 now in the corner with no teammate. This could quickly turn into a 2v1 the other way. That's exactly what's going to happen, but Scorch shuts it down immediately. Good pop here. Looking for a pass mid. Not going to find it. Good control. Good pop. Not quite there. JK shutting it down again. Big bang. Applying pressure from deep. Nazi going to have to make a save. Does exactly that. Shot coming back in.
Oh.
And that's going to find the back of the net. Panic just playing at such a high level right now. Shutting down everything immediately. Applying pressure from every angle. And I mean, Scorch just still not respecting, right? Creeping off that back post. Not giving Panic the respect that he deserves at this point.
Yeah.
You've seen it for how many games? 3? You gotta know that they're gonna hit that shot, and that's probably another one. Oh, what a bounce! JK with a
Looking for
chance
the
to hit a double tap.
Oh,
It bounced, but it was sick. It was a great shot, but I mean, Nazi had a real chance to save it off this touch. Just frozen on the ground.
yeah,
Great
absolutely
job from
frozen.
JK to not panic, keep that pressure in. I mean, oh, I mean, JK is playing exceptionally. You mentioned it earlier, but we've been giving Panic a lot of love, but JK has been equally a part of all of these wins. Great pressure applied there from JK again. Huge demo from Scorch. Gets a 2v1, but that's just a bang on net, right? It's
Yeah.
not going to be threatening if you're shooting from midfield.
What a touch from Jay.
Scorch does get a beat. Panic. Big 50. This could be open, not for long, but you got to get it quick, and nobody's on it. Great 50. Gets it around one. Someone going to be there. Oh, great play from Nazi to create the space. And they're just both kind of lingering, wanting to go, right? There's got to be spacing with intent. They're both like, what's going to happen? Am I going to get to go? It's got to be, there's just got to be more thought behind it. And that might be a shot for Panic.
Wow.
Huge save from Nazi.
Oh,
Huge demo here. This could be open for a moment. Gets the touch. Spawn left. Huge save from JK. Big touch from Scorch. Panic keeps the ball in. Dead. 2v1 here. Gets the beat. One guy to beat. Nazi, great control. Looks for the air dribble. What a play from Nazi. You're talking about control. You're talking about high-level gameplay. You have the flick to the catch. Ball never touches the ground. The pop to the bump. That is... I mean, that's the individual talent that got them here. That's what we're talking about. But, I mean, man, that intent. Imagine if they played with like that the entire time.
Absolutely.
And Panic with a great cut.
Did we see a fake off the kickoff? Was that what I saw?
I read chat. I did see them not hit it, but I wasn't watching for the exact moment of the kickoff. Scorch with a good touch. JK pops it to the wall. Gets another one. Might have double. Panic with a follow. Going into corner. Scorch tries to pop mid. Gets it off backboard. Nazi might have a shot here. Huge save from Panic. Scorch gonna try to keep it in. Gonna get a shot of their own. And Jay's there this time. This wall from Flint Tropics is just unbreakable. Panic, 10 seconds, might look to put a dagger in. And what a save from Nazi. Wow. And this series is not over yet. That was a series-saving save from Nazi. 3-1 Flint Tropics right now. It all starts with one game, though. Match point for Cypher. Flip reset from JK. Scorch with a massive save. Panic going for a double. Not going to find it. Great control coming through from Scorch. Looking for a follow. Might get a 50. Pops made to Nazi. Nobody there yet. Big 50. Panic. Going to get some control. Going to have a lot of boost. A lot to work with. A lot of space. JK on a follow. Panic off the backboard, leaving it for JK for the double. Not there. Good decision, just not able to capitalize. Scorch gets the 50. Nazi. And this wall from Flint Tropics is just not bending, not breaking. JK with the shot, and Nazi shuts it down again. Panic. Great aerial control. Looking for the 50 in the net. 2v1. I mean, this series is, this is a very tight gameplay as Nazi puts one mid and JK gets a clear. This has been a very, very back and forth game despite just a 2-2 scoreline. JK gonna have a shot here. Nazi gonna have to make a tough save, does exactly that. JK gets a touch, keeps it into Panic. Scorch with a beat, and JK's there. This could be it. It's an open net.
My god!
Oh my goodness! And Cypher pushes the series another game.
Oh no!
And the big shiny with the second victim of the series. You know what you can say, Squart? The big shiny is the only undefeated team left on the field in this series, having claimed the win against both the Flint Tropics and Cypher.
The big shiny strikes again.
I mean, man, that is, all things considered, that's kind of a disappointing end to that game. That was so back and forth, so much pressure for both teams. You're talking 13 shots versus 11 shots, 7 saves versus 8 saves. That was about as close of a game as you can play. And if you're Cypher, you're taking a breath of fresh air. And as both players are taking a second to ready up, they're probably taking a drink of their water, taking a deep breath, saying, "Okay, we got one back. Now we got to get the next one." Because if you think about it as 3 in a row, that's so hard. But if
Yeah,
you think about it, I got to win one game 3 times, that's super attainable.
absolutely. Can't think about it. You can't think about the overall picture. You got to think about it one game at a time.
And I mean, what stands out to me play of the game is definitely that Nazi flick to control
Oh,
to air bump.
absolutely. That was
That is not a vet player. That was an incredible play. I think all of the players in this lobby could have had very, very successful seasons in Elite.
I would love to know what this copy pasta in chat is about, but I think the world may never know. So,
Chat GPT stories about play. All right,
but back to the
let's get
game.
into it. So this is game 6. Currently, Flint Tropics up 3-2. Scorch on match point pushed it here. They were down 3-1, looking to have the LeBron 2016 comeback. I mean, let me tell you, with that play, that chase down, kind of like that air dribble bump.
Oh,
There's another bump from Nazi. Keeps the pressure in, but unable to capitalize off of it. Scorch looking for a 50, gets it with a ridiculous follow. Uh-oh, Nazi kind of griefed. Gets a beat here. Boost steal, but no intent behind the ball touch. Does get a demo. Is it? Nazi's got to get to this ball at a tough angle, and they do. Great touch. Right? And there you see, that's called trusting your teammates, right? Nazi leaving the ball because they knew that Scorch was going to be able to at least get a 50. Getting that demo and then capitalizing off of that is, I think, the aspect that this Cypher team has that I haven't seen Flint Tropics use that much, is that great 50. Because you're seeing Panic just like create so much space that JK is able to capitalize pretty easily off of it when their opportunities come.
I'm loving the amount of demos Cyphers has been getting, and
Yeah.
I think it's working for him, but oh my goodness.
JK hits one off the bar. Shots like that, nitpicky, right? But that's the difference between, that's a goal. That's the difference between winning and losing.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
game that went to OT may not have gone to OT if someone had hit one more of those. So tough, great pressure, just got to keep it on, but it can be so frustrating to hit the bar, and great control again from Panic. I sound like a broken record. This player just in the right spot at the right time, doing the right thing with the ball over and over and over. Panic gets a beat. Not going to have a double. Nazi misses the ball. Nothing too bad coming from it, though. Uh-oh, Panic might have a shot off this. Doesn't do. There's a little double commit coming through. Great bump. JK looking for a double tap. We've seen that they can hit these. Gets another touch back. Great aerial control from JK. Big 50 from Nazi. And Scorch. I mean, these teams are kind of at a stalemate right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, Caster Curse.
Yeah, Caster Curse. Clip it, Caster Curse.
That's crazy. I think that's the time. I mean, but JK, I mean, look, if I need one player to win me a crossbar challenge, I'm taking JK. Give me Iguodala. Give me JK 99. This dude has hit the crossbar so many times. But
might contest me for hitting the most crossbars.
Yeah, the difference is that this player is actually shooting the ball. But jokes aside, JK has been applying an obscene amount
Oh
of
my
pressure.
god,
And
that ball!
another one! This
No.
series, I mean, Rocket League's a game of inches, and you're really, really seeing that exemplified in this match right here. Scorch pops it past Panic, gets the boost steal, looking for a pass mid. Nazi is there!
Oh
What
my
a
god, what a
save from
save!
JK! Scorch looking for a solo play. Could be threatening. Panic shuts it down immediately. JK looking to take some control, knowing that they have space. Nazi fakes the touch, and a pinch out is going to clear the ball for Flint Tropics. And you may...
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no. You may see some panic set in here a little
Oh, the
bit.
bump!
There's a great bump comes through.
Oh, that's
Another great
open!
bump. Oh, for the 50.
What a touch!
Ridiculous turn of events. I mean, 1:22.
Oh my
And
god, what an
that might be the
absolute
dagger.
banger of a shot from JK.
Wow.
An absolute rocket. That was an exciting
I mean,
30
over
seconds
and
of defense.
over, you see this Flint Tropics team coming out of chaos in just slightly better spots. And it's not a coincidence. It may seem lucky in the moment, right? But they can't keep being in the right spot by luck.
Absolutely.
And so you're seeing sure, maybe some of the things that Scorch and Nazi are doing mechanically are just like ridiculous for this tier. But positioning defense wins championships, and the Rocket League equivalent is spacing. Great touch from JK. Great bump from... Oh. I mean, it's now or never. Scorch with a double tap, gets it past one, gets a bump on the other. What a play. Now or never. I guess it literally is now. Scorch not going down without a fight. 43 seconds, gets a double tap, gets a bump. Nazi, perfect support positioning. 43 seconds to get one more goal.
Remind me never to play when you're casting,
paused.
Rob, as you will give the most caster curse I've ever seen.
Scorch looking to take things into his own hands again.
Oh, what a double tap!
Oh my goodness. And Scorch single-handedly controlling the outcome of this game. The first double tap to a bump, the second double tap to a goal. I mean it's 3-3, 36 seconds left, and if you're Cypher, you're feeling fantastic. And if you're Flint Tropics, you might be a little bit nervous. About 30 seconds ago, it felt like this series and this title was yours, and now you're kind of on the back foot. But JK getting a shot on net. Nazi taking control. Huge bump. Scorch, almost a phenomenal 50. And no way. No way. No way.
JK from the other side of the map.
Unbelievable shot. Talk about slotted. Someone get this man to Vegas. Bottom corner cross map to the only window that was there. That might have stopped this from going to a game 7. Nazi's going to do what he can. And that's going to be Scorch. Maybe nothing. And Flint Tropics takes your title for the veteran season.
Wow. What a game-ending goal.
What a ridiculous series and turn of events. And I mean, I'm struggling to find words because I'm borderline speechless. Like the way that Scorch took that team from down 2 with less than a minute left, 2 incredible solo plays. Granted, Nazi was there to clean one up, but just some unbelievable plays from Cypher and Flint Tropics to not even flinch and just apply pressure, stay composed. I mean, wow.
I agree. I think the words are just not there. Everything's in the play that we just witnessed. The last 2 minutes of game, you saw Scorch absolutely pop off, and then a simple just mistake makes it JK takes it and puts it into the other net. It was wild.
I mean, what a gut-wrenching way to lose.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, man. I mean, we were talking about how well Panic was playing for the entire series. Just for JK to come out and ice the entire season in the
Yeah.
last couple of games there.
That's a tough loss in my book. I
But you know what you see from both Challenger finals and to this finals is the more consistent team won.
Mhm.
Um, the Cypher had scored 1, 3, 3, 4, and 5. So they had games between 1 and 5. And Flint Tropics never scored less than 2 in a game. And they scored up to 5 and they had 4. And so like they were just consistently applying pressure at a higher level for more games.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it looks like we
W.
have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Panic, coming in here for an interview here in just a second. Speaking of the legend,
Dude, it
how's
is
it?
only fitting that your 3-letter tag is dog after that series. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I came into it real nervous, but after the first and second game, I think it just kind of came back to me, and JK and we just kind of took it from there.
Yeah, I mean, that was it seemed like you were much more intentional than anyone else in that lobby. Did you feel like you were panicking much? No pun intended on your name, but that it felt like there was just overall more control for you than I mean, what was your experience with that in game?
Um, it was definitely once we got into their half, it got more controlled and understandable. On defense, we were still struggling a little bit with panicking. I knew that for a fact. There's sometimes we weren't calming, but I I mean, we both just watch the play a lot and we watch each other a lot. So just kind of we work well with each other as best as we can.
So how do you feel after dropping the highest IDR in vet and then going on and dropping 580 points per game in vet finals?
It feels really good. As being my first two season, I'm really happy for it. I'm in RSC threes as well, and I'm usually just like a mid-tiered level player. So it felt really good, honestly, to be able to have something that backs up that I am good at the game somewhat sometimes. And something just
No
like
one
help me
can take
boost
the
my ego a
trophy
little bit.
icon away.
True,
um
exactly.
One thing I noticed is that it really seemed like you and Jay really had, a good mesh together. It seemed like Jay allowed you to kind of go for those dribble plays or the air dribbles when you had the opportunities, and it vice versa. It seemed like you allowed Jay to kind of take over the game whenever he was able to. Is that what you saw as well?
Yeah, 100%. We're really good at noticing when we have space for each other, and we'll call it out for each other, and then we just know just to go buck wild with it. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, that is what I saw. I think Rob saw probably the same thing. And
Yeah.
any questions you have, Rob?
I mean, so I'm looking at the ball. I made a ball chasing group of it. I'll toss it your way. Um, but there's it's like statistically like one of the most even series that I've ever seen before. Every single player in that lobby was between 20 and 24 shots. Every single player in that lobby was between 6 and 10 goals. Every single player in that lobby had either 10 or 11 saves. Like there's a 3 shot difference and 1 goal difference for that entire series. I mean, the play styles felt completely different, but it was somehow just such an unbelievably tight series. Like, what was the mental, I guess, after dropping game 1 to Cypher?
my biggest thing that I told JK was that when we did our, I believe it was quarterfinal game against them, we went game for game. We went back and forth winning it. So it's just kind of the thing of we know that Cypher's a good team, and we know that we might lose some games, but we can't let that affect us too much. Like, we're both good teams, and it's gonna be a good series no matter what.
Yeah, is there, I guess, wrapping it up, is there like any moment in the series or a couple moments that really stood out to you as, oh my gosh, or this is when you felt more confident, or you can't believe that this happened, or anything like that?
Oh man, there were a lot of moments where I couldn't believe it happened. Was the amount of times JK smoked the ball off the post.
Yeah, I actually on the stream was talking about how if I ever needed somebody for a crossbar challenge in Rocket League, I know who I'm going to call.
Exactly. But no, other than that, like there weren't really any like breakout moments for like throughout the series that I really noticed. It was just a very competitive series from start to finish, honestly.
The one thing that really jumps out to me, just you might not realize this either. Watching that series, did you realize that Nazi had 0 assists?
I did not actually.
And so I felt like Nazi was an unbelievably talented player, but if they had played more or just a little bit more intentionally with some of the space that was there, that like I don't know. I find that interesting. A player with that created that much and was that mechanical, that like that air dribble, that like flick to catch to
Oh my
bump
lord, yeah.
was crazy. And then Scorch's to how did you? This is a question for you. How did you feel after Scorch hit that double tap into bump pass to Nazi and then scored that double tap to tie it up in game 6 with like 20 seconds, 30 seconds left?
Oh, the ego was down and the emotions were down, but we were just sitting there like we still have time. We still have time to do something with it. We can do something with it, and we're gonna do something with it. It was real heartbreaking at the moment, but once we started back up, it just kind of went away. Um, but
Short memory.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on very hard fought and well earned title. Um, hopefully you follow it up with some good performances in Elite. Yeah.
I sure hope so.
Is there? I think you're realistically going to get like MVP and Finals MVP if they exist, right? That's pretty cool.
Pretty rad, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh? Well,
Um,
congratulations.
yeah, dude.
You got
Well,
anything else for us?
congratulations. I don't have really much else to say. But congratulations. On your victory. Um, and yeah, go celebrate with your team, and have some fun. Good luck in threes. And yeah.
Thank you. I'll be sure to. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for happening, man. And I think that about just about does it for this stream for casting both the Chally finals, Vet finals, just some crazy actual gameplay. I'm happy to have been here for it. Happy to have gotten to cast it with my buddy Squirt. And thanks to everybody who tuned in. And we'll be back for more of these in the very near future.
Yeah,
So
I believe the next stream is Thursday night. We have an actual triple header with Contender, Prospect, and Elite on Thursday. So tune in for that for some great casting and some great gameplay.